No way, bro. That was a crazy freaking shot. Oh, I was ready before him. Sweet. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Slayer Ridah here, and the Season 5 update for Warzone just came out about a week ago, and with it came some weapon balance and changes and other changes, of course. But now we have a new #1 SMG, which is, of course, the buffed C9. I've got the meta class setup for you on this thing, and also a gameplay to go along with it, where I was cooking with the C9 and just showing how powerful it is in the new season. And so stick around for that if you got a chance. But for now, I'm gonna look at the class setup here. And I've got the 8 attachment build and the 5 attachment build that I recommend. But before I go into the class setup on why I chose each of these attachments, which I'm going to do here in a moment, I just want to give you a look at the 5 attachment build as well. And disclaimer, I have not ran the 5 attachment build because I don't really use many 5 attachment build guns in Warzone. I usually get my loadouts with 8 attachments on them. So that's what I would run if I did, though. This is the sniper I was running along with the C9 in today's gameplay, and the highlight clip in the beginning, the Car 98, which is still the fastest scoping sniper, just kind of stuffers and bullet velocity a little bit. But that's not what the video is about. It's about the C9, baby. What? This thing is back, because it was the meta about 2 seasons ago, but now it's back on top. And before I get into the class setup, I also wanted to just kind of go over some of the stats on this gun compared to the other top options right now, to give you just a good idea of what is going on with the big picture and kind of back up what I'm saying with some stats and some numbers. So I hope you appreciate that. Trying to give a little educational content here too. So the way we're going to do that is by looking at TrueGameData.com, looking at the time to kill in milliseconds of the top SMGs compared to the C9, and we're looking at combination shots for time to kill. So you can see the percentages down here: 27% to the chest, 20% to the stomach. They kind of represent that you're going to be shooting legs and or arms and stomachs mid gunfight while they're sliding around, because usually you are. So it just gives a more accurate number. And once you click it off of that, because if you were just look at chest shots, a lot of things look really good, but once you start hitting those body shots, which you're gonna always end up hitting in some gunfights, a lot of them, you're gonna get a little bit slower time to kill. So that's what we're looking at, the time to kill. But before we even look at the time to kill itself, just to let you know, the C9 is the #1 choice, but it's not the #1 by miles, if that makes sense. It's still the top option, but the balancing between the SMGs with this update was pretty good, and these top options are still really usable and not very far behind the SMG in terms of its strengths and weaknesses and everything. So the C9 still is the #1 choice, but the other top options are just behind them, and you can actually make an argument for each of them to have their own strengths in their own ways, and each of them do. So each of them has their own drawbacks, but the C9 is just the best all around. So that's kind of what makes it the best. But we're going to look at the specific numbers here and kind of break down what I mean. So when you kind of see what I mean here, the C9 is kind of sitting in the middle here with, if we look at 0 meters and the fastest time to kill you can get up close compared to all the other options. The C9, it starts at 574 milliseconds, and you can see it's not the fastest killing, but it's just the best overall, all around with recoil, etc. So compared to the compact 92, it does kill faster up close, but the compact, the drawback to that is it has shorter damage range and a harsher damage drop off. So once your enemy gets a little bit further away, you're going to be struggling to kill them. And so that's the drawback to that. That's why the compact isn't quite #1. Loadout isn't quite #1. It's pretty much #1. It's really, really close between the Loadout and the C9. But a lot of people still go towards the C9 because the Loadout has significantly more vertical recoil. So that's kind of why it's not #1. PPSH is also just behind the C9 in terms of its usability, but it just suffers in its reload time. That's why C9 is still a little better. C9 compared to KSV, when you start landing those stomach shots and arm shots with the KSV, it slows down the time to kill on the KSV, even though it kills a lot faster when you land all chest shots than the C9. It's just the C9 is more consistent for its, you're always usually going to get that 574 TTK, or time to kill, compared to the KSV kind of jumping from 600 to about 530 milliseconds. C9 compared to LC10. So same thing, kind of inconsistent in its time to kill, because if we look up here at the actual LC10, we can see in the update, they actually changed the damage profile on the arms compared to the chest. Most guns are like this, where the arms, the upper arms and the chest and then upper neck do the same damage, so it's consistent no matter where you're hitting them. It's like boom. But the thing that hurts the LC10 in this update is that if you land a few shots on the arm outside of the chest area, it can make your time to kill go to 600 milliseconds, which usually it's a lot faster than that. So that's why the C9 is slightly better than the LC10 still for most people. And then kind of same thing with Jackal. Once you start mixing in those body shots and arm shots, or even just stomach shots, it's gonna make the time to kill jump up from one of the best time to kills to one of the worst now out of the whole category. And also because the Jackal's fire rate is a tiny bit slower. So that's kind of a breakdown of what makes the C9 pretty much the #1 choice overall, because it's not the best at any particular thing, but it just has such good recoil, has such good range, good damage drop off, and everything. So it's just a very well balanced gun. But there are arguments to be made that maybe the Lodger or the LC10 is better. And then something like the Compact 92, it serves its own purpose. It kills quicker, but you have to close the distance a lot more. So it kind of serves its own purpose, which is what I think the SMGs or any guns should do. Each gun should have its own unique role. And the Compact role is to kind of close the distance. C9 is for more of those balanced scenarios. And that's why it's the overall #1 choice, but not like by leagues and miles like it has been in previous updates. So that's kind of what makes the C9 so good. And that's the breakdown on the actual stats compared to the other top SMG options right now. Oh, I can show you the SOG too. The SOG is also a really good option. Just real quick, I just didn't want to crowd up the space, but SOG is sitting at 594, has a fast fire rate that kind of makes up for the slower TTK, the slower time to kill, because of the fast fire rate. It's more of a forgiving gun. And that's also one of the things about the C9, is the C9 has a steady fire rate where it's more forgiving than something like a Jackal that has a slower fire rate, where if you miss, you have to wait a lot longer for your next bullet to come out. So let's break down the attachments and why I put each one of these on, and now that we have looked at the stats compared to the other guns. So I'm going to start out by kind of saying these are the kind of attachments that I've seen most of the pros running. Whenever I see any pro, they're always rocking pretty much the long barrel, mixed up between Ranger foregrip. So, always walking ergo grip. So these are pretty much the meta class setup. I like to run the compensator because it gives the most recoil control, of course, compared to even something like the suppressor here. So I'm going to take all these attachments off actually in order to show you all the different stats. So the compensator, it actually does 35% recoil control, compared to something like a muzzle brake, which just does the recoil stabilization. But yeah, I would rather just have that recoil control rather than staying off the map, because it's more worth it to me. The barrel, I'm gonna go with the long barrel here because it's just the best out of all of them. It gives you can see 18, it goes out to 18.2 meters compared to no barrel, or I think this is, I don't know what I think the effective damage range is usually 14 here. So 14, and it goes out to 18. I don't know how much of a percentage that is, but it definitely makes it jump up a lot. 18 meters is great because anything within that, you're going to be getting the fastest time to kill. With for an SMG, 18 meters is a long way, so that's good. Some people go with the G grip here because it gives you hip fire to ADS accuracy and recoil stabilization and the horizontal recoil control. But I actually go with the Ranger foregrip because it has the Ranger foregrip. Like you can see the G grip here, it does 20% horizontal recoil control, helps with your gun kick. The Ranger foregrip has only 15%, almost just as much recoil control for the horizontal, but it just doesn't help your hip fire to ADS accuracy. But what I like about the Ranger is it gives you a 6% movement boost on your sprinting movement speed, which I did test, and it does affect your tactical sprint moving speed as well. So you're going to be zipping around quicker than you would at 6.4 meters per second with just a G grip. So that's why I choose the Ranger foregrip. Makes it faster. You just literally run around faster in fights, slide fast and everything. Extended mag too, pretty standard. Not much to need to be said about that. It's 50 rounds. Even in solos, I prefer 50 rounds over 40, just because gunfights can kind of drag out. Well, actually, before I do that, let me show you the stats on the extended mag. It doesn't really hurt much. It hurts ADS speed by that much. So that's the stats on that. And then we're gonna put the ergo grip on here because it helps your dive to fire, slide to fire, speed, aim down sight speed, and jumping, aim down sight speed. Like a bunch of stuff compared to a lot of this other stuff. And you can see just how much it helps there. 16%, 17%, really good stuff. Ergo grip is like the clear #1 choice for rear grip. It's really the best out of all of them. Infiltrator stock, pretty much also same thing. Aim walking movement speed is going to make you, when you're aiming and strafing back and forth, like harder to hit compared to all these other stocks, especially for the SMGs. It's just good to have that extra movement speed. That's why I go with that. Most people do as well. Now, this is another thing is a personal preference. Most people go with the Strelok laser. Oh, my freaking alarm. Strelok laser here with the laser, but I like to go with the steady aim laser that takes off the hip fire spread, and that's just a little bit of personal preference. Either one is going to be really good, so I do the steady aim laser. But recoil springs pretty needed on this one because this C9 does have a little bit of horizontal recoil, so 13% on your horizontal and vertical recoil. That's why I go with the vertical springs. And that is the class setup on here. Let me take it to the fire range for just a second to show you kind of the recoil pattern, and it's not bad. And that's the pattern on it without pulling down on my mouse or anything. Up to the left, up to the right, and then up. So it kind of squiggles at first, but if you kind of know how to control that, then you'll be fine. And here's another one where I control the recoil. There we go. Anyway, that is the class setup on the C9. I hope it helped give you an idea of what is going on with the meta in the SMG category for Warzone right now. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. Maybe say hi in the comments, and I hope to see you next time. Now ride out with your boy. Yeah, I thought I saw that guy. Get up, guy! I was trying to do the ledge dive cancel. But where? Scary stuff. I thought he was in one of these. Bro, so lucky. Is this an AFK? I guess so. Yeah. Nice. You have much money? Pretty good amount. Bitch ass. Bro, people keep coming up. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, guys. I'm loving it. Let's keep the energy high. Let's keep the action flowing. I can't see anything, bro. Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Fucking pussy bitch. Running away. Even though he knows I have a chopper. Come here, bitch! Come here! You fucking bitch! Shit, this guy's gonna be further up. I knew he was there. I saw the ping. Oh, he got stuck. Poor guy, man. Using the plane as a head glitch. I don't want to lose my heli, bro. Wait, is this specialist? That's not gonna actually help. No, this saved my life. This, oh no! Good stuff, my guy. I like you. I like my guy. Good guy. Oh! Well, I thought he was somewhere else. Or... Who is... Bro! That shadow looks like a guy, bro. How does that not look like a guy? I can scoop up quite a few kills here if I can pop this UAV. Grab another one and get in the car. What? How did I not see him? I can just let this guy go out in the open a little bit. Nice. Bastard stole my kill. I got it. I stole it back. Bitch. Come on. No way. Where's this guy? I want to know if that fucking do the finisher. He's gonna run out of ammo. Some point. Jesus Christ. Broke his aim assist with that smoke. If he was on controller, which he most likely was. Bitch, I saw you up there. Good thing I was looking. My game sense told me some little bitch is gonna be up there trying to capitalize on whoever's coming out of here. Instead of going for kills. Like me. Bro, where is he? Huh. I saw him right here.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
What? Oh, okay.
Now finish this. Reloading.
Oh, I hear him in here. Dude, how did you have perfect timing? Wait, did you like... I know you heard me, right? You heard me and that's how you knew when to peek. Damn, bro. Oh well, still a good game. Would have been 22 if I got that last kill, but I'll take it. Shit.